And a good Wednesday midday to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at the last 36 hours or so, and played this a couple times. It is very pertinent. This is the rains that occurred mainly during the day yesterday after the snow in the morning hours the night before. And eventually it sets up for this morning here. And you can see that there's a little bit of a moon out there. And this is what we found this morning here. We'll run that one more time and take a look at the, you can see the snow. That was from this mid-May snow that we've seen from yesterday morning and so forth. Looking at the current synopsis here, you can see the upper level low. This is in the tan-colored lines with the surface low slowly being captured south of Nova Scotia. This is our area of low pressure that continues to spin, and weather systems that continue to work over the top of this ridge and work into the state of Vermont, with several upstream that'll all compress and then arrive. And so consequently, we're looking at the chance for showers just about every day. This is going to be taking place, it looks like, right up through Friday night. It looks like we have one dry day ahead, and that's going to be on Saturday. And then we're back into more systems working in generally from the west-northwest. Bit of a broader zoom out here. So you can see on the west coast we have another upper-level trough and a weather system coming in. Unusual for May to see west coast weather systems to start working in that are any major or healthy, producing some pretty widespread rainfall, and also snow in the Sierra, and this will be the case over the next really 7 days. We'll see a couple of these. A big ridge, it's pumped up, and then of course the northwesterly flow. This is our upper level low that's going to continue to drift off to the north and east. Looking at the temperature regime, cold weather up to the north. You can see across the polar regions, as you get closer to the Arctic and parts of northern Canada, Hudson Bay region, temperatures in the 30s and into the 20s. We have that intermediate temperature, which has been so prevalent here across the northeast United States, and then warmer temperatures off to the south of us that aren't really that warm currently right now, with a pretty good influx of Pacific air that's moved on in. And we have two model runs side by side of the European model, so this is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and the focus here with both of these models, you can check the northeast United States, a little bit of precipitation coming into mainly northern parts of Vermont. Much of central and southern Vermont should remain dry. However, by tonight, you can see in the 6-hourly increments, a little bit of precipitation begins to work on in. And looking at the left-hand panel is the most current model run. That would be to the right, would be to yesterday's model run as well, during the 12Z model run. This is the 0Z model run currently that was created last night and overnight and presented this morning. So here's our next shot of precipitation. This is going to be 12Z on Friday. That's about 18Z on Friday, which is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Friday afternoon. You can see a weak area of low pressure crosses about 1,005 millibars with this particular model run here. Colder temperature swing in behind it, but the good news is that slightly drier air finally makes it in now. This is valid at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It looks like a dry day all day long, at least for the state of Vermont. A little bit of precipitation up to the north of us. In fact, on Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, cold enough to snow up toward Quebec City. That moves on out. It's no effect for us. This is valid at 8 o'clock on Saturday evening, and note we have the Bermuda high, with now some drier weather kind of swinging in, some slightly warmer temperatures more than likely. The trend is that the colder air across Canada, you can see with those blue lines that get awfully close, and we get that dividing line. And this is going to be a situation here where we have kind of a quasi-stationary frontal system, and both of the European model runs kind of indicate something there, with colder air to the north, warmer air to the south. We just can't seem to get a good push up until the time we get past this coming weekend. Now take a look at this. So on the left-hand side, the left-hand panel, this is the 0Z model run. You can see that finally we get a little bit of a warming trend up toward Hudson Bay. Note the color here. These this colder air has been pushed up to the north now, so we're looking at temperatures cold enough for snow up in this general area, but finally it's been displaced. This is a very strong weather system here that's going to be working into the Great Lakes, but just 12 hours ago, this is where the models really do fall apart. So take a look at how these both evolve, and you can see the model differences. And this is valid for the same time. This would be 12Z on Wednesday or 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday morning. And you can see this weather system is just not looking anything close. So models have a tendency to separate things out just a little bit. Here we're looking at the QPF of the GFS ensemble, the Global Forecast System model. And you can see little bits and pieces of precipitation just about every day. The only day that's absent is going to be on the 18th, which is Saturday, and we're looking pretty good right here for a dry day, and then we're back into it. So looking at total rainfall, it's really not a tremendous amount here, the total QPF. So up through tomorrow, we're looking at under a ½ inch, and then you can see a little bit more of a push here and so forth. Here's a look at precipitation type, and except for this little tiny bit of snow right here on the 22nd of all things, we're looking pretty good, and it seems to be valid. Now, one other way to look at that is the 850 hectopascal temperatures with the 0 degree centigrade line, approximately the top of Mount Mansfield. These temperatures go above, they get close, and then they continue to stay above, and that means precipitation type should be all rain. Taking a look at temperature and concentrating on that, we're looking at the 2 meter temperatures here. You can see kind of a slight warming trend, not much of one. Looking at dew points, really not a big deal at this point. Nothing major, no real humid conditions. And then precipitation in terms of p-watts, how much moisture. 1 inch mark here. This is about 1 standard deviation or so. Anything above that, 1.4 maybe. So you're looking at everything pretty much middle of the road. And then finally CAPE, convective available potential energy. A couple days here down the road when temperatures warm up just a little bit. This could be something we'll have to watch way down around the corner. It's pretty chilly across North America, as you can see right here. And the only warm-up we have is really across the south-central United States into the southeast U.S. And about 3 days later, not a whole lot of change. Look at these temperatures below normal. Climate reanalyzer, taking a look, this is slightly below normal temperatures across the eastern 1/3 of the U.S. A little bit of colder air slipping to south, and it's being displaced from the Arctic, and this is above normal temperatures up in most of Greenland and so forth. You can see that. And the real cold stuff looks like it's moved now sort of in parts of Eurasia. And last but not least, looking at soil moisture. This is from yesterday. You can see that the center of the country is where it's the highest moisture values in terms of on the soil, and then we're running pretty high here. Moisture ranks and moisture runoff. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.